This is a short video on rigging the flushing bars that we're building as part of the flushing bar project. You can look at our website at www.theflushingbarproject.net if you want to get more details on flushing bar, but we're just going to focus on how we actually hang it all together once we've got our pieces done. Step one for me is to block up the bar itself at approximately the height of the double joint here. You see where the bar is actually going to connect to the bar carrier. I then come in, I'll burn the galvanizing off of the last link in a piece of chain. We use the same chain that we use for the down chain, and then go ahead and tack that chain on there, weld it on. I'll then go up, make sure the bar is good and centered on the bar carrier. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the closer we are when we start, the better. And then I'll actually come up here, and this is a little higher, so there's a little too much slack in this, but we get a fair, as much slack as we can out of the chain, and then we'll come all the way up here and bolt it off to the top. And then repeat the process on the other side again, welding on the chain on the other side and coming up here and getting it centered. The rest of the rigging just involves tensioning the centering chains and the counter tension chain for the mast. You can see that chain here. Again, we go ahead and start by welding on the chain. In this case, we come down, we put in a tension spring, and part of this assembly will also be a turnbuckle, just so you can fairly precisely put tension on this chain. And then we'll come all the way down here to our little chain holder. That's just 4 pieces of angle iron welded on next to each other. If we had a milling machine, we might go ahead and just mill those grooves in angle iron, but didn't have a very good way to mill in a nice groove, so this is how we did it. And then as you see, the 2 outside chains come up to a spring. Spring goes to the double pivot assembly. There's one pivot with a heim joint like you'll find on a 3-point arm. The other pivot is formed by the bolt you see that the springs are connected to. We added this because we were having some trouble with some of our bars swinging around a little too much, especially when our fellows were working in hilly ground. So this was our answer. The other answer, of course, is to do the original Ducks Unlimited design and just weld on with the pivot you see here formed by the bar, and then attach directly to the mast, as you see here, but we wanted to have some collision protection. Anyway, that's our short video on rigging a flushing bar.